The digital age has brought about new, open platforms that allow anyone to publish and share their ideas and interests. This has many benefits and has transformed the way we learn, exchange information and stay informed about what's going on in the world. Digital media platforms, such as social media, provide spaces for the sharing of all ideas and information, but they have also given rise to the spread of far-right populist ideologies. Digital media interfaces amplify this problem by creating echo chambers and reinforcing biases, which intensifies extremist views and contributes to an overall polarization of society. Today, it is common knowledge that social media platforms like YouTube, TikTok, and Meta use algorithms and personal data collected from their users' accounts to influence opinions and select subsequent content. This use of algorithms has led to a strong radicalization and polarization, particularly among the alt-right. In 2018, Zeynep Tufekci brought this phenomenon to mainstream attention. In her New York Times article titled, YouTube, The Great Radicalizer, she outlines how political radicalization on the internet began on platforms such as YouTube, since they use algorithms to pre-select the next video for viewers. Her article is just one example of many that express this concern, such as, How YouTube Drives People to the Internet's Darkest Corners, by Jack Nikas for The Wall Street Journal in 2018. The emergence of new media platforms and the loss of traditional media have created a new landscape for the spread of extremist ideologies. Through social networking sites, individuals can easily access and engage with alt-right thought, leading to radicalization pathways that can ultimately result in recruitment. It's worth noting that all kinds of political groups, from the left to the right, are benefiting from this phenomenon of online radicalization. However, this video will focus specifically on the alt-right pipeline and how the rise of social networking sites and the decline of traditional media has helped exacerbate this phenomenon, as individuals increasingly rely on online sources for news and information. The rise of social networking sites and the decline of legacy media have contributed to the proliferation of an overabundance of content, leading to the dissemination of misinformation and providing a fertile ground for conservative groups to spread their ideology. Legacy media refers to traditional forms of mass communication that were established before the advent of the internet and digital technologies. This includes media outlets such as newspapers, radio stations, magazines and television networks. Legacy media has been experiencing a decline in consumption in recent years, particularly among younger generations. According to a 2021 report by the Pew Research Center, the share of Americans who often get their news from television has declined significantly over the past decade, while the share who get their news from social media has increased. American families are ending their subscriptions with cable television. This phenomenon is called cord cutting, which refers to the practice of canceling a cable or satellite television subscription in favor of alternative ways of watching TV or consuming content, such as streaming or new media platforms. Cord cutting is primarily a response to the high cost and inflexibility of traditional cable and satellite TV subscriptions, as well as the growing availability of alternative options for accessing television programming. This phenomenon is part of a larger shift towards digital media and away from traditional forms of mass communication. Pew Research also found that younger Americans are less likely to consume news from traditional media outlets like newspaper and television. Today's youth prefers the internet and more specifically YouTube as a primary source of entertainment and information, enjoying the platform's vast array of content creators and the ability to easily customize their viewing experiences. Contrary to legacy media, new digital media enables adolescents and young people to communicate with their peers, often independently of adults. Online, they find a sense of independence and freedom to roam and interact with whomever, whenever. These new media also meet and support most basic adolescent developmental needs: social connection, identity formation, and sexual exploration. Social networking sites have revolutionized the way people consume media. Watching videos is easier than reading and can be done while multitasking, making it a convenient option for those with busy schedules. This is particularly relevant in the current climate of high unemployment rates, where individuals may have more free time on their hands. This combination of factors has led to the rise of a preference for video audience, who consume content primarily in video format, rather than through written news sources. The term new media refers to digital forms of communication that have emerged in the digital age, particularly in the past few decades, and includes a wide range of digital platforms and technologies, social media, blogs, podcasts, video sharing sites, and mobile apps. New media is characterized by its interactive and user-generated nature, as well as its ability to deliver information and content in real time to a global audience. They also include social networking sites, which are online platforms that allow individuals to create personal profiles, connect with other users, and share visual and written content. These platforms are designed to facilitate social interactions and networking that can be used for personal or professional purposes. Social networking sites exist in a culture of consumerism. Many sites rely on advertising revenue to generate profits, so they are designed to encourage users to consume products and services. Digital media content has the ability to expand infinitely, but the audience's available time and attention span is limited. This creates a highly competitive environment where media platforms compete for time and attention. The layout and format of the sites, therefore, are as interactive as possible to generate as much creation and consumption of content as possible. Algorithms, recommendation engines, clickbait, and autoplay on YouTube orient the viewer to consume a constant stream of content. The algorithms also recommend what is already of interest and limits exposure to content that challenges pre-existing beliefs. YouTube uses a recommendation system that suggests videos to users based on their interests. The system has two stages where a large number of videos are first narrowed down to a smaller group, and then a neural network ranks them to suggest the most relevant and engaging videos to the user. This helps improve the user experience by reducing frustrations when finding videos to watch. And according to the principles of recommendations, every content recommended to a user should be both familiar and new. YouTube has an open application programming interface, which is a set of tools that developers use to build software applications that can interact with other software systems and access its features. By using YouTube's API, developers build applications and services that provide a more customized and streamlined experience for users. Financial incentives such as monetization, career opportunities, and sponsorships encourage the creation of content and building a following. YouTube's motto, "Broadcast Yourself," promotes the ability to make any content creator into a micro-celebrity and encourages individuals to build audiences and promote themselves outside of the confines of legacy media outlets. The YouTube Partner Program is another financial incentive which is open to content creators who have received 4,000 watch hours over the course of a year and have at least 1,000 subscribers. YouTube gives these content creators a small proportion of advertising revenue for the videos they post. Content creators can also relay their popularity on YouTube into monetary gains on other platforms such as Patreon, where fans make monthly donations for content they support. The existence of a vast amount of content on social networking sites can contribute to the spread of alt-right thoughts and beliefs, as users may encounter and be exposed to extremist content. The emergence of new media and social networking sites doesn't necessarily cause radicalization, but it does provide access to more radical content. In the past, the extremist audience existed but was limited by the narrow range of ideologies presented by traditional media outlets. With the growth of online platforms, individuals with extreme views now have access to a wider array of content and can easily find and join niche communities that share their beliefs. The term alt-right refers to a loosely defined political movement that emerged in the United States during the mid-2010s. The alt-right is often considered a subset of the far-right that are characterized by their opposition to liberal democracy, multiculturalism, and egalitarianism. It is characterized by its rejection of mainstream conservatism and its embrace of far-right and white nationalist ideologies. A study by George Hawley, an associate professor of political science at the University of Alabama, pointed out three key sentiments that characterize the alt-right demographic: a strong sense of white identity, a belief in the importance of white solidarity, and a sense of white victimization. The study found that factors related to a person's economic status were more important than factors like being married, having children, or how often one attends religious services in predicting attitudes toward white identity politics. Respondents without a college degree and those with a yearly income below $60,000 were more likely to agree with the three key sentiments. These results illustrate the populist and anti-intellectualist ideas of distrust and dissatisfaction for institutions and systems present in alt-right ideology. The alt-right espouses a range of conspiracy theories, including the belief in a great replacement and white genocide, which posits that there is a deliberate effort by powerful groups to replace white people with non-white immigrants. They also promote conspiracy theories related to globalism, the so-called deep state, and Jewish control of world affairs. Additionally, many in the alt-right subscribe to various other fringe beliefs such as climate change denial, anti-vaccination, and the belief that certain political leaders are secretly members of a pedophile ring. The alt-right's lack of transparency can be attributed to its decentralized nature. Unlike other far-right organizations or political parties like AfD in Germany, Lega Nord in Italy, Danish People's Party, or UKIP in the United Kingdom, the alt-right has neither clear membership criteria, nor an official platform. The group's existence is primarily online. "4chan" is an online image board community that was launched in 2003. It was initially created as a discussion forum for fans of Japanese anime and manga. The site quickly grew in popularity and expanded to cover a wide range of topics, including video games, politics, and technology. One of the key features of 4chan is its anonymous posting system, which allows users to post without revealing their identity and share their opinions and ideas without fear of social repercussions. However, this has led to the spread of controversial and sometimes offensive content. The /poll/board on 4chan has become known for its use of humor, memes, and pop culture references to express and disseminate its far-right political views. Many of the memes and references used on /poll/ are designed to be edgy or controversial, and are often used to mock and ridicule those who hold opposing views. /poll/ users also frequently reference pop culture figures and historical events as a way of expressing their political views, such as the use of Nazi imagery or references to World War II to express support for white nationalism. The term "kek" that was initially a way to say LOL on gaming platforms like World of Warcraft quickly became the symbol of the alt-right movement. Using Pepe the Frog meme, kek became the deity of a semi-ironic religion. Research has shown that hate speech is more prevalent on 4chan/poll/ compared to other board and other social media platforms like Twitter. This type of content is often allowed to persist due to four main reasons. The problem of permanence: it's unlikely that hateful content will be removed by moderators or platform operators, and even if it is, it may have already been circulated or reposted. The shareability and ease of disseminating content in online environments further facilitates the visibility of hate speech. Anonymity, or perceived anonymity, which can encourage people to be more outrageous because they feel less accountable for their actions. And the partial invisibility of online communication, that makes hate speech appear less hurtful or damaging due to the lack of physical visibility, thus increasing inhibitions to discriminate against others. Together, these factors create an environment where hate speech can thrive, with little consequence for those who engage in it. The Alternative Influence Network is a group of right-wing YouTubers who work together to promote their conservative and white nationalist ideologies to young audiences. The members of the AIN vary in their views, but they all share a disdain for progressive politics and a desire to shift the political discourse to the right. Rebecca Lewis, a researcher who has studied the AIN, notes that the network functions as a fully fledged media system. The YouTubers collaborate with each other and appear in each other's content, and they have created a shared audience that is receptive to their ideas. They use a range of engagement techniques to spread their message, such as ideological testimonials, political self-branding, search engine optimization, and strategic controversy. One of the key features of the AIN is that it presents itself as an alternative media system. The YouTubers establish an alternative sense of credibility by emphasizing their relatability, authenticity, and accountability. They often present themselves as social underdogs or countercultural figures, appealing to audiences who feel alienated from mainstream media. By doing so, they are able to cultivate a distinct social identity and establish themselves as credible sources of information. Audiences are able to easily move from mainstream to extreme content through links and guest appearances, and political influencers themselves may shift to more radical positions following interactions with other influencers or their audiences. This has led to concerns about the role that the AIN plays in shaping the political discourse, particularly among young people. The more conservative members of the AINs do not use the term radicalization to describe the alt-right pipeline, which is a term reserved for Islamic extremism. Instead, they use the term red pill, a reference to the 1999 movie The Matrix, which has been adopted by the online community as a metaphor for waking up to the truth about a certain set of issues. In the film, the protagonist Neo, an ordinary office worker, is offered a choice between taking a blue pill, which will keep him living in a reality he believes is real, or taking a red pill, which will awaken him to the truth about the world. The beliefs of the red pill community often include rejection of feminism, social justice, and political correctness, and a focus on traditional gender roles and the protection of Western cultural values. The red pill ideology is often associated with the manosphere, a collection of online communities focused on men's issues and men's rights. The concept of the red pill involves a significant turning point in which an individual undergoes a profound transformation. Prior to taking the red pill, the individual perceives the world as natural and unquestioned. However, after taking the red pill, the individual is awakened to the realization that the world they thought they knew is an elaborate deception. It is a stepwise process to become red-pilled, and there are several possible pathways. In video testimonies on YouTube, users describe their radicalization as a set of gradual moves. Users usually begin by searching for self-help videos. Then, the algorithm might suggest a video by an influencer part of the AIN that use conservatism as a solution to the user's problems. The audience often develops parasocial relationships with these influencers. Rather than selling politics, these influencers promote conservatism as a lifestyle brand. They suggest that abandoning progressive principles and embracing conservative ones will make their viewers happy, and these viewers are often looking for a way to cure their soul sickness. Importantly, these influencers present politics as a set of effects rather than beliefs, as it is crucial to appeal to people's emotions and not just their logical reasoning. Once convinced, the audience will begin their red pill journey of enlightenment. In his article, researcher Luke Munn suggests 3 overlapping cognitive phases that occur within the radicalization journey: normalization, acclimation, and dehumanization. Normalization involves using humor and irony to make fascist beliefs more palatable. This is often done through memes and jokes that are designed to be absurd or over the top. Acclimation involves becoming used to fascist beliefs through constant exposure, making them seem less shocking and more normal. Dehumanization is the final phase, where people start to see other groups as less than human, which justifies violence and hate towards them. The article also notes that irony and humor are crucial to this process, as they provide plausible deniability and allow people to disclaim their commitment to far-right ideas while still espousing them. The emergence of new media platforms has created a new landscape for the spread of extremist ideologies, with the alt-right pipeline being a prime example. The rise of social networking sites and the decline of legacy media has helped exacerbate this phenomenon, as individuals increasingly rely on online sources for news and information. As digital natives, young people have grown up using social media and other digital platforms, which have fundamentally altered the way they consume and engage with media. The alt-right movement has been particularly successful in attracting younger audiences through the use of humor, memes, and other forms of popular culture. It's worth noting that without the internet and the system it has created, the alt-right would not exist in its current form. The Alternative Influence Network is a prime example of how digital platforms have allowed the alt-right to thrive. It is important to recognize that while the alt-right pipeline has received considerable attention and has been associated with radicalization, a similar phenomenon exists for the left, albeit with distinct characteristics. As we navigate the complex digital landscape, it is crucial to approach political content critically, regardless of its ideological orientation. Learning to recognize the intentionality and external motives that linger below the surface is essential to navigating the overly saturated digital interface safely and responsibly.